Welcome, one and all, back to Kale's Tales. This one, to me, is a important and special video. Now, when it comes to the content I make, I go between the line of those that I know make people happy and those that make me happy, and I can hope to Lord can last a very long time. Well, I'll cut to the chase. For this one is an important one to my family and I. It's because of this man. I've met my Paw-Paw Terry Cannette, and I made one before of a small record conversation of him and I, that shaky audio, and it was only like 6 or 7 minutes long. For this one, this was recorded a day before Halloween night, and I tried to treat it a normal conversation we would have, and he would be very open about his brother, my Uncle Timmy, and his sister, my Aunt Tammy. He'd be open how Halloween was back in his day, and his favorite Halloween movies and specials. I would share mine, he would share his, and we just have a. I don't mind or care if this doesn't get, let's see, more or less views, more or less likes. To me, this is something very special, for obvious and honest reasons, because I love my papa, and this because because a year or two ago he was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, which is a form of dementia, and somehow he managed. He's still with us. His mind's still sharp in the inside, but not on the outside. And I just want to save this while I can. So, right, to get to the point, here is the just commentary, nice long of my papa and I, just content like it's Mark Maron, except we have love here. So just Papa Terry, we love you. So let's begin. Do you remember your most favorite Halloween time when you were growing up as a kid with Uncle Timmy and Aunt Michelle?
Well, yeah, I didn't know Aunt Michelle that good till her and Uncle Timmy got married. I mean, I knew her, but not real good. Well, actually, I did. She was married to my cousin Richard, but he passed away. And a good while after he passed away, then him and Aunt Michelle got married. But yeah, we used to go trick or treating up and down the neighborhoods. The neighborhoods were a little bit safer then too. And before Camille, we lived down on the bay by Aunt Sherry, and Halloween rolled around. We knew everybody. It was safe, you know what I mean? We'd go up and down and trick or treating, and visiting people. Some of the people that knew us would try to scare us. I know one man that we knew. They invited us in the house to get candy, and it was Tancray's, and Mr. Tancray come running out of the hallway with a shotgun. What are y'all doing in my house?
Like a psycho.
Yeah, he kind of scared us, but we knew it was him. We knew he was just trying just, and he did scare us at first, but we known him all our life, so. Uh, Nowadays, if you did that, they'd come and arrest you. Of course, his gun wasn't loaded or nothing, but he just
But
did.
God forbid.
But yeah, we'd go around and we could walk from our house to all the nearby neighborhoods, and we'd get us a sack full of candy, and then we'd come home and pour it out on the floor, and then we'd swap and trade. Like, I don't like these. If you want to trade for, a Milky Way or
I'll trade you a box of Nerds for your Butterfinger.
right.
Basically, artificial, hard. That's a hard fruit candy for a delicious milk chocolate bar.
Right. So that was a lot of fun, and so
I've always wanted to ask Paw-Paw, was back when you were you and your brother and sister were trick treating, was there ever a thing of putting razor blades in candy, or no? Is that a myth?
No, it was pretty safe. We checked our candy anyway, but we didn't have, and stuff like that did go on, but not here, not in our neighborhoods. Where we trick or treated, we knew most everybody, you know what I mean, in the neighborhoods. We went to school with all the kids and all of the parents. My mama worked at the school in the cafeteria, and so all the kids knew her from school, and we had a lot of fun on Halloween. We'd be eating candy for a week because she wouldn't let us eat it all at once. She knew it'd make us sick, But we had a lot of fun. We usually made our own costumes. We didn't go like now. Everybody goes and buys all these costumes, But
What kind of homemade costumes did you and your siblings make?
oh, we had different toys. We'd get us a plastic sword and tie a rag around our head and be a pirate, or a cowboy, or different things like that, whatever we had to kind of make us a homemade costume. But it was still a lot of fun,
I remember yesterday when Aunt Lane and I were around town, she told me a specific story of either when her younger daughter, Lena, was younger, she got lipstick, wrote Bob on her forehead, and made a suit covered in sponges, and she was trying to be basically homemade SpongeBob, and that's when her Aunt Lena asked her, like, so you're a Bob? I guess you're Bob for Halloween? And Lena made a sour face to her and just squint at her like, I'm SpongeBob.
That was pretty good. And then sometimes we'd go up to y'all's. I remember going up to y'all's house, and your dad would get the trailer and hook it to the tractor, and all the kids would pile on the trailer and go around the neighborhood trick-or-treating up there, on Popewood.
I recall the trailer being all covered in hay.
Yeah,
a little bit of hay.
It piled it up with hay, and your dad would take y'all around the neighborhood up there with the tractor and the trailer, and like you say, we lost a lot of them in storms, from getting flooded and stuff. We lost a slew of pictures, but
just because we lost them does not mean I forgot them. For example, I'm debating. I don't know if the first one I was either Charlie Brown or I was Tigger for Halloween. I remember the ones where one Halloween, Shay was Red Riding Hood, and I was a fireman. I recall being a fireman.
Yeah, I remember that one too. It was a lot of fun. Y'all had a lot of fun, and then after y'all went around up there, usually your dad build a bonfire, and we'd sit outside by the bonfire and eat candy and swap stories and stuff. But it was a lot of fun. And take pictures of y'all in your costumes. I remember when you was Charlie Brown, and it was another costume. Papa's memory ain't as good as it used to be, but it was all fun.
However, there was one Halloween night, believe the year, I'm guessing 2009 or 2008 or 9. I was the Tin Woodsman. I was the Woodsman. No. I was the Tin Man.
The Tin Man.
Our old friend Patricia Morgan was Dorothy. Her little brother was the Cowardly Lion, and Shay was a witch. So basically, just for them to we would have won any costume contest for sure.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I was always dressed up neat, with some kind of costume, and I remember a bunch of them, like you say. And
2 or 3 years ago, I had this small habit, like not that big, of collecting, like making a small montage, make photos of each the cousins, sister, and I of each time we dressed up every year, because I always loved being creative.
oh yeah, and you come up with some good ones. I wish we had all the pictures, and I'm sure there's still some around. Everybody didn't get flooded, but it was always a lot of fun. And of course, we tried to, make sure it was safe. But when we was up in neighborhoods like y'all's and ours, we kind of knew everybody. I never I heard of stuff like people putting stuff in, like you were talking about, razor blades and this and that, but we never had a problem with that. We wouldn't go to their house, But if the lights was on, or let y'all go to their houses. And it was always fun. And come home and watch Halloween shows on TV,
That goes to the next question. When you're younger, you and Uncle Tim younger, whether it can be both, when you were a child or one right now to this day, did you have a favorite Halloween special and or movie growing up?
Trying to think, Cal. I'm sure there was some. Most of them, they still, you can still see today. It's the old ones, But yeah, I always liked the one with the witches and where they turned the little boy into a cat. What was the name of that one?
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus. Yes, that was probably one of my favorites.
One of the most biggest Halloween guilty pleasures anyone can name. I think of it and going, it's basically if the Golden Girls were goth girls.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch it now, and I realize like being slowly turned into a. They didn't show the shot of Thackeray Binks being turned into a black cat because I can just imagine how it's left up in the mind. They don't show it; they leave it to imagination because it's
Right.
more messed up in there of what would be like a cat transformation. It must be painful, but the fact that you're trapped as like turned into a cat, like that must be a fate worse than death. Even if you can't die.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the story, he gets changed back, to a boy, and
Every night with his dead sister. Literally, the last lines of the movie was, I had to wait 1,000 years for a virgin to light a candle. Like, there's a lot of virgin shaming in that movie. No, literally, I'm not kidding. And trademark Disney.
yeah, yeah.
Do you have any other favorites of yours? Remember? Halloween time?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was a long time ago when I was that young. there was several. The Headless Horseman, that was a good one with Ichabod Crane
The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, another Disney project.
yeah, that was a good one. Disney always had the best Halloween movies, and I can't remember the name of the actress.
Kimberly Brown in Halloween Town.
Yeah, yeah, that that was a favorite. You know.
I would prefer, I hope that doesn't sound debatable, but the Cromwell sisters or the Cromwell family more than the Sanderson sisters, because there's four movies that you get more you get more screen time and development with each one. You really want them to win.
Yeah.
And I just love the rewatching those movies again every year. Like, you can tell it's a little bit cheap. The special effects are cheap. It's just gushing with Halloween all over. And I would get more invested in the background characters to how much makeup is on them. Like, there's half people, some of them are just wearing, are witches, are wearing either normal looking with, just face makeup, and the others are just have them look like background characters in a Island of Dr. Monroe.
Yeah.
Moreau.
Yeah. I remember that too. I remember the one where your mama and your grandma and a bunch of them dressed up like witches. That was the one we did up there by y'all's house with when we went around on the trailer, and they had the pointed hats, and Kathy and
Carolyn.
and Carolyn.
And let's see, Grandma.
Yeah, Grandma. And they'd all dress up like witches and, played a part. And it was fun. Sometimes they'd do little scary things, but most of the time it was just funny stuff that we laughed and had fun. Went around and, y'all would go to all of the houses. But yeah, Halloween's always been fun. I was trying to think of some of the other movies. But trick-or-treating and excuse me, and going around and seeing everybody until you got wore out, and then we'd head back to the house. Y'all would go through all your candy, kind of like we did when we was kids, swap and trade, and we'd have candy for a month. But
Would you ever hide it from your parents, or would they always find it? How's that for you guys?
yeah, we'd hide it, but Dad usually always find it. They knew all our hiding places, and they didn't care. They just didn't want us eating too much at one time and getting sick or nothing,
Like, you would try to balance, would you organize it or balance it, each candy out, or would you just don't care and just go at it?
You got that. We'd just go at it, Sometimes we'd separate our candy, or like I say, spread it out and swap and trade. But most of the time we'd go at it and have fun and go home. Maybe have some hot chocolate. It depends on the weather. If the weather got cool, we'd have hot chocolate and stuff. And
I always thought hot chocolate was something to have around early November, around the holidays, like Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess you can have it at fall too. It is one of the small symbols of autumn. Hot chocolate is.
Right, you're right. And every once in a while we'd get where it was, cool or cold on Halloween. Down here, right on the coast, it's usually fairly warm, you know, but every now and then you'd get a cool one. And it when a few Halloweens ago, Yasmin and Uncle Clay, he had a bicycle built for two, and Yasmin dressed up as a what was I going to say? Not a bubble girl, but
Was it a Teletubby?
Teletubby. That's it.
I remember the purple one,
Yeah.
Tinky Winky. It's weird. I remember their name.
Yeah, you remember better than me, but I remember the Teletubby, and they ride around the neighborhood on that bicycle built for two, you know.
This was short, I believe, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I believe it's the right year.
Well, yeah, I think he took her on a four-wheeler that year. One year they went on the bicycle, and then one year he brought his four-wheeler around here, and we got some pictures of that somewhere. Yeah. But she's getting older. I don't know if she still goes and trick-or-treats, but I always got to bang out of seeing all of y'all dressed up as one character or the other, you know.
You and I both almost had this habit of every year. I'm going to have to say for about half a decade, I would always wear a mask, whether it's a rubber mask, and I feel like I always thought I was torturing my own self because under that rubber, I was always sweating. I had to take off a few times. I could barely see. I guess I would always challenge myself. Like even last year, I just wore a skin suit that was full black, like the night, and I just wear like shorts. I just feel like, no, I'm not naked under this. Of course I wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, they changed over the years, but it was always fun. Always fun to watch y'all and the rest of the kids, you know, having a good time. And getting the candy and stuff. Parading around the neighborhood. And all the kids coming, trick or treat, you know. And,
I remember this one Halloween Donald Duck cartoon where called Trick or Treat, and his three nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie. It's the usual formula on a Donald Duck cartoon. If Donald provokes them, because he is hilariously mean spirited, like a naughty man child, he provokes them, and they have to get back at him. It's well done, deserved, and so the witch Hazel, who I always thought was a Looney Tunes character, and she helps them out. She helps the kids out to get the candy from Donald, and that's this magical potion, and there's this beautiful tune by a three-man choir, called Trick or Treat or Halloween, and this is the one I'll never forget is when ghosts and goblins by your door ring the bell on your front door. You better not be stingy or your nightmares will come true. Would you believe that at all? Or at least don't be cruel to the child because it could be their first trick or treat holiday.
yeah, that's right. You always wanted to be. It wouldn't hurt to scare them a little bit, but most of the time, like you say, it was fun and try to dress up where the kids got a bang out of it, you know. And most of the time they did. And like I say, we tired. Y'all didn't seem to get tired as much as the older folks, but y'all were young, and I can remember when, like I say, when I was young too, traipsing the neighborhood, trick or treating, and you got a grouch once in a while, but most everybody was, friendly and fun, and got a bang out of our costumes, and like y'all.
Oh,
It's like, who are you? Who are you supposed to be? You know.
I'd like to know your opinion of this, because it's not called trick or treat for nothing. Well, what I mean is, do you believe that it's a choice of trick or treat? Would you prefer give us some candy, even if it's peppermints, as long as it's candy, they don't mind or care what it is, or to just like go away, and and we'll give you a trick, whether it's shaving cream, eggs, or toilet paper, because like it's in this it's not like, would you believe that
Yeah.
trick or let's say trick or treat?
Yeah, we didn't.
Or did you ever witness your friends or other kids do that?
Yeah, I seen a few toilet paper, people's trees or bushes in the yard, but for the most part, it was all in fun. Most of it was, you know, clean fun. There wasn't that many bad kids, and just about everybody gave you a treat, so you didn't have to worry about. We just go trick or treat, give us something good to eat. Yeah.
If you don't, I don't care. I'll pull down my underwear.
Yeah, yeah, we had some good little songs and things like that, but Halloween was always fun. And what kid didn't want to get candy, you know? Excuse me. But yeah, plus you knew it was getting closer when Halloween rolled around, and it, you know, it was getting closer to Christmas and all the other holidays that you got to bang out of. We I shouldn't say we wasn't real poor, but we wasn't rich, but we always had lots of fun and enjoyed it a lot, you know. And nowadays they got all kind of costumes, and one way or the other. Like I say, being a pirate or being one of our favorite cartoon characters or whatever.
Like who?
Oh, I don't know.
Speaking of favorite cartoon character, do you remember how you were when you guys first saw It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown?
Oh, yeah. That's another one. And we were pretty young. Watching them, and Snoopy would rise out of the pumpkin patch, and Charlie Brown would pass out.
Oh, I believe it was Linus.
Oh, Linus.
I mean, Charlie.
His hair would stand straight up.
I love how it looks like pencil noodles, like noodles every time. Like it just proves like Linus does have his, but at least Linus has all of his hair. Like, when I was younger, you ever wondered where in God's name he ever got the Great Pumpkin from? Did his parents tell him that when they were neglectful or something?
Maybe so. And he'd sit in the pumpkin patch, and they'd all make fun of him because they'd all be going trick-or-treating, and he'd be sitting in the pumpkin patch waiting for the great pumpkin to come, you know. But, yeah, that was a good one. I remember that. That goes way back. And, like I said, Ichabod Crane doing the Headless Horseman. Somebody would wear a costume where they didn't have a head. They'd be peeping through their costume when they could see.
I feel like when we're watching it now, like we can gladly watch it together later on, and I believe it's like 37 or 38 minutes long, but I know it's a weird thing to say because it's, based on a book by Washington Irving. It's it's Disney, it's for kids, but it treats you like an adult. It's no jump scares or anything. It takes its time to get to the villain, the monster, and it's artistically beautifully done. What I mean is when it gets to danger, like when Ichabod is running from the horseman, when horse appears, it shows red in the background, which is a symbol of caution, of danger. And like they would show a shot of this church with these tombstones in the background, like artistically hand painted, done. And I love that. That's just beautiful artistry,
Yeah,
especially when it's
well,
2D hand. It's a hand drawn animation.
Yep, yep. I mean, they can do anything now with computers and all that, but all that old stuff to me was, I'm not like you. It was,
Elephants, like pink elephants from Dumbo.
it might have been from Dumbo when they were dancing. And woozles.
Oh, heffalumps and woozles.
Heffalumps and woozles, yeah. Yeah.
From the many friendly adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like they're both Disney. I remember, let's see, Pink Elephant's sequence from Dumbo. Like anyone who really is a big fan of animation, they know that sequence because it's like trippy back then. It's like Jumbo this tiny elephant drinks alcohol and he gets visions of pink elephants on parade, and it's basically what I feel like that's what a cartoon acid trip looks like. And then with when Heffalumps and Woozles, that scene and that Pooh's dream sequence came. It was, I think that was in the 60s. I believe this. Oh no, early 70s, I believe. Yeah, early 70s, and and Dumbo was in the 40s.
Yeah, yeah,
So they're pretty much inspired by that dream sequence, I believe.
yeah. And those are the ones I'd watch every year, just like watching The Grinch at Christmas time or whatever,
I know that the Grinch had a Halloween special no one really talks about as much.
Yeah, I remember that now too.
I mean, he should be a Halloween character because he's one out of the colors of Halloween for sure.
Yeah,
But to me, he's like the homie of Christmas time.
yeah, yeah, more of them. But I like that time of the year because all of those specials would come on. We'd wait for them to come on the.
Yeah.
Disney usually come on Sunday nights, and we'd wait, to watch them. I can even remember before we had a television or a color TV, and we'd go around to my grandma's house, and she had.
Was there anything on your mind you wanted to share? Anything else?
Other than, oh, well, wouldn't be Halloween, but I always enjoyed back when I had the boat, taking y'all fishing, We'd go out front and go fishing, and then maybe ride over to the island, Deer Island, and park and let y'all go swimming. Yeah. You remember that?
I remember it faithfully. Let's see, I still occasionally fish there with Dad when I come visit home, and then Deer Island for sure. There was terribly packed, riddled with gnats and mosquitoes.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes the bugs would be bad, but we still had fun. And we still caught a few fish and go for a boat ride, And I enjoyed doing that. Enjoyed taking y'all,
Paw-Paw, I'd love to thank you so much for this. For this conversation time to interview, and I hope that you physically and mentally feel so much better.
Oh yeah, Yep, anything that makes you smile makes you feel better.
And I just want to let you know, I see, not just everyone, but I love you.
I love you too, pal. More than you'll ever know. I loved you since the day you was born, all of y'all. And I still thank God every night for y'all. Pray for y'all and let you have a happy and a good life. You know, we all have. There's always little bumps in the road, but for the most part, it's all good. We had a lot of fun.